Hi Virgos, my name is Marlissa. This is At Word from Mars Tarot, and I'm here to take care of your November predictions, okay? If you like it here, if you love it here, please like the video. Excuse me, share, subscribe. Y'all were number 11. For like very consistently, y'all have been towards the bottom, but then I feel like one of these weeks you surprised me. Can't remember when it was, but y'all have been more towards the bottom, Virgo. So let's get these views up. Let's get these likes up, all right? Um, And oh, also, if you're wanting to donate to the channel, just saw 3-3, so maybe some harmonies coming into your life. Eventually after some chaos from what I'm seeing here. But yes, in the description box, please go ahead and read that fully. I have a link for if you want to donate to the channel, and then if you're not wanting to donate to the channel, you want a reading, I have readings. So you can go ahead and email me about that, okay? Virgo, the signs that I see here are Virgo, Aries, heavy Aries energy. Virgo, Scorpio, Leo, Sagittarius, and heavy Aries. Virgo, Scorpio, Leo, Sagittarius, heavy Aries. I feel like Scorpio is definitely relevant too. And I'll get to that as to why I feel that way. All right. So I feel like this month you have a little bit of everything, happening. Um, and I don't know at what point you're going to do these things, so bear with me, okay? The overall energy of the spread is the Hermit, so it's you. So this month you are feeling very, introspective, all right? There's something that you're thinking about. I feel like you're looking in the mirror more, Virgo. Not just blaming things on others, but taking accountability for like how your life is or where it's at. You're sitting with yourself in this different sort of way this month, all right? Some of you may be disconnecting from social media. You may be trying to isolate yourself from, your friends. But it seems like you're really doing some soul searching, all right? This makes me feel a little sad. Like, I don't usually necessarily feel sad with the Hermit, but in this reading, Virgo, it makes me feel a little sad. There's some chaos that's happening this month for some of you because we're at the 11th. It may have already happened. It may have already taken place for some of you. It may not have, but I see there being fights here. Virgo, you may be trying to work past like arguments that stem from like ego-based arguments, all right? Because we have the 5 of Wands here, and this is usually when like you and somebody else's ego is clashing. But this is also about like rivalry, can never say that word, rivalry, challenges, all right, disagreements. But usually when I just see this card, I feel like it's a whole bunch of fighting going on, all right? So Virgo, you may feel like you're fighting for your life this month, but I don't feel like it's that. I feel like you've literally argued with people this month, or you have, and you're trying to figure out like, how can I no longer do the same foolish shit I was doing? Because this is next to the Fool. Now, I, as a tarot reader, was not reading this card this way before. However, it's something that I have to acknowledge. Like sometimes the Fool is not always a good quote unquote card because it is about new beginnings, but sometimes it's about someone's foolish behaviors. So I'm going to read both messages here. I feel like Virgo, you being introspective, you may be looking at yourself more and looking at your foolish behaviors that support you in getting into, arguments or, fighting unnecessarily where you don't have to. So I do feel like I feel like you're looking for a new beginning. All right. You're like, all right, like I no longer want to do things in this way. Also, you have some unexpected chaos coming towards you. So at this rate, right, it wouldn't be because of your ego, at least not from what I'm seeing, right? There's something that maybe if some of you were not letting go of allowing your egos to get you into arguments and such. Hate to say it, Pooh, but God is humbling you. All right. God, source, spirit, universe, whatever you believe in, because the tower is something that quite literally has to happen. Sign of Scorpio and Aries. The Fool is also sign of Aries. So some of you Virgos could have an Aries, Sun, Moon, Venus, Mars, rising, North Node, South Node. All right. You could be connected to an Aries or Scorpio placement. So, but there's something happening. And You may be going through a major shift in your life from now, Scorpio season, through Aries season. So Scorpio season started at the end of October. Aries season starts at the end of March. So how long is that? 12, 1, 2, 3. So for about 4 months, so a quarter of a year. Um, yeah, there's some sort of like upheaval, some sort of revelation that's going to happen that is going to bring about a new beginning. All right, maybe you're going to have some sort of new beginning with an Aries placement or a Cancer with the um oh wait, no, that's not a moon in the background. That's literally, that might be Mars, which is why Aries. Okay, excuse me. An Aries placement, all right? But just be mindful, like, because the tower, that's not fun. It's not a fun energy. But you're being put through it on purpose. And some of you are, when you're having that new beginning, 555 on the clock, when you're having that new beginning, um, you may end up leaning into your more extroverted self. All right, you're going to be, excited. You're going to feel limitless. Okay. There's going to be some sort of zest for life that comes back with this Page of Wands here, Leo, Sagittarius, Aries. Maybe some of you are going to have a realization, again, about how your ego was like clashing, and maybe you're going to be, excited, and you may maybe try to have a new beginning with someone. You may be the younger fire sign, Aries, Leo or Sagittarius. You may want to tell a person like, I, value you. Like, I, put you on a pedestal. Or maybe you're going to receive some sort of recognition, Virgo. All right. Ooh, all right. So my oracle cards, dark eyes was at the bottom of the deck. So you could be connected to somebody with dark eyes. Maybe some of you have had dark eyes, like, if you're going through a very sad time or something. All right. But there's something here that's not worth it. If you're connected to what reading did I just do? A Pisces placement, Virgo, or you have a Pisces placement, go ahead and watch that reading. But we have not worth it. They had this card at the bottom of their deck. Mind you, I did shuffle. Think before you act. Pisces also had this. Think before you act. I could see this, all right? Like, who knows? What if your foolish ways bring about the tower, okay? So think before you act, because there are going to be, consequences for how you behave. And we have creativity here. So you may be being called to, especially while you're being, in this introspective energy this month, whenever you lean into this, maybe when you come out of that energy, you're going to be called to be more, creative or, adventurous. Remember, with this Page of Wands being at the bottom of the deck as well. Okay. All right. And then we have the meditate card here. So Virgo, even though you are earth sign and, enjoy the earthy things, like, walks, especially during like fall foliage or whatever. Hopefully I'm saying that word right. You know, you basically, Virgos, you guys can be no stranger to grounding, but Virgos, you all can behave very similarly to Geminis and be chaotic and be all over the place. All right. So you're being called to sit your ass down. All right. And meditate and take time for yourself. Like, you deserve that. Okay. I also feel like, you're wanting to be more in touch with yourself. So what better way to do that, to be connected to God, Source, Spirit, Universe, and yourself, than by meditating? Again, we already can see that at the bottom of the deck, you're looking into the mirror. All right. You're reflecting in different ways. You're looking at your shadow side. I would pull shadow cards, but because this is like underneath, I'm not going to do that. But I do feel like you're really, looking into yourself. All right. One of your shadow sides, some of you all could have a complex relationship with like sex or sensuality. All right. All right. And then the angel number we have here is 21, the green rose. So you could be seeing that number, 21. All right. Or you could be seeing the number 3. And at the bottom of the deck, we have the number 9, and it says compassion. All right. Compassion. So that could be another number you're seeing. Let me go ahead and get the book out. Okay. The green rose, renewal. The green rose suggests renewal of life, rejuvenation, and joyfulness. Life must always have change to evolve. That goes with the Tower card. And drawing this card indicates that change might be close at hand for you. Green is an indication of growth, richness, plenty, balance, and calm. Green is also a great help when someone is recovering from an illness, and it is said to be uplifting to the spirit. Drawing this card usually suggests financial success, but this could be inconsistent. It is suggested that you maintain your focus and continue to be positive. To help you accomplish this, you are advised to take 5 to 10 minutes from your day to sit quietly and meditate. All right, that's confirmation. All right. Ask your special guides to help keep you focused and be disciplined on your pathway of success. Afterwards, give loving thanks to your guides. If you do not have a special guide, you might like to call on Ascended Master Serapis Bay. Serapis, Bay. Look for and feel the color green while meditating. To offer help when needed, you might like to wear various shades of green, including the color turquoise, which is a mixture of blue and green. I just saw 11:11. It's 11:11, saw 11:11. Like, the sit down and meditate. Like, come on now. I have another deck called the Keepers of Light Oracle deck, and Serapis Bay is in here. So just be patient for me, Virgo, and let me find him, because I will read him. Read y'all to him. Read him to y'all, Lord. Yeah, I could see this. All right. It feels like it can be. That song is in my head. Some of y'all need a Salado featuring, what is that one? Coco Jones? What is Coco's name? Yeah, Air Candy. I think that's what it's called. Serapis. Definitely a sensual little bot. QRSTUV. All right, my baby. Do I know my alphabet? All right. So the Ascension card. Move into your true self. Rise above the darkness. The light is here. Serapis Bey is the light keeper in charge of Ascension. He once served as a priest in Luxor, Egypt, helping those passing on to cross over into the light. Now he is a presence we can call on in order to ascend. Ascension means rising up. It reminds us of the story of Christ being resurrected after death. This means that Serapis Bey can guide us from the lowest states of being back to the light. His energy is almost like that of a phoenix, giving us the support to move out of our own hell or darkness into a space that supports our growth. Remember when I said that I was feeling sad? So there is a heavy energy here, Virgo. Like, maybe, Virgo, you are depressed. Maybe you are a Virgo who has like a serious illness. So some of you are, I know this is getting a little dark, but it is Scorpio season, and the veil is thin. Maybe some of you are, close to, going home, if you believe, in that. And so it's like you may need to call on for a higher power to go ahead and take you. And or it's like call on a higher power to get you out of this dark space. Call on this higher power for healing. So, you're not having to go if you're not ready and if it's not time. Okay. I know that's a little deep. But for some of you, I really feel like it's more so like depression. Okay. But the extended message, the stars cannot shine without darkness. You may have experienced a low state of being, trauma, or depression, see? But this is a new beginning. Become aware of growth. There is always room for improvement. There's also a sense of presentation now. You may be receiving documentation or certification to acknowledge your growth or experience. It's important to cherish this time and to realize that without the challenges or obstacles you have faced, you wouldn't be as strong, powerful, or focused as you are today. You are ascending personally and spiritually at this time, and the universe is here to support it. All right, God, Source, Spirit, Universe, whatever you believe in. Virgo, I'm going to keep y'all in my prayers, all right, because that did feel heavy and it did feel a little dark, but what I'm hearing here is that you can get out of that space, but you have to believe it, and you have to call on, God, Source, Spirit, Universe to get you out of it. So come on, Virgo babies, keep y'all head up. Praying for y'all. See y'all next time. Thank you for being here. Bye.